Today marks the day the Benchmark 4500 inverter generator gets some new pieces. Why? Because it's falling apart. The initial cause, after many runtime hours, is this case starts to crack, which is not supposed to happen. As you can see, I've completely lost the handle. That vibrated loose for the starter coil. And this little button, where are we here? That cover fell off. That's gonna go on. Only 2,800 hours. No big deal. Still purrs like a kitten. Here's all the replacement pieces. That's the primary piece we need to focus on. All the new pieces accumulated through the fact that it's all covered under warranty. And because I'm repairing it myself, I will maintain videos as to how it comes apart. First thing I'm going to do, take off these screws here. 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next up, we'll take this side off. 4 screws. And the other side as well. Okay, I've unloosened all these as well. This is the second side. As you can see, I've already got the one side off. And the second side just clips in. After you get them all loose, they just clip in. So give it a nice, easy pull. Now I have to save all these screws. They look like little half screws versus the top ones. The reason I'm saving these is because I'm replacing these pieces. Have they been damaged? At the time, it was just determined to get everything that I needed to replace it, just in case. This one doesn't look too bad. But if I was to break these tabs, at least I have a replacement. So, once these are down off, keeping the screws, the next step we gotta do is figuring out how we take off these two, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, all these little guys, to remove the whole side. And that will remove this side, and then we'll have access to disconnect the fuel and remove the tank. And then we'll have handles, and then this back access to go next, I believe. And then the front panel just kind of leans forward. But yeah, with this one here, because our handle's missing, makes things a lot easier when this piece comes off. Okay, I've removed all 16 screws with an 8mm socket ratchet combination. Now, if this pull cord was here, you'd literally have to just pull it off and try to maneuver it. But because I've got it removed, or because it broke, here's the piece. Okay, and this here, I do have a replacement of, and I get looking on the back side, and we're starting to have a little bit of defect problems. But as you can see, this is one of the reasons why we're taking it apart. Just all shattered. The whole bottom. Open in the chunks. And there's my coil. So now we're going to do the other. Shouldn't be as many bolts on this side. I got 2, 3, 4, 5. And on this side, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There are still 16 bolts on this side as well. So in total, 32. That should be all. This one's a hard time letting go. Knew I had one left. Figures. Watch it. There, see? Helps when you take them all off. Okay. And voila. this is the other half. See, look at this. Just because that plastic base over time, if it runs and runs and runs and runs and runs and runs and runs, as soon as you lose that handle on the bottom, it just demolishes due to vibration. And so, now if we focus over onto this wheel, as we're trying to take everything apart, my problem is to get this base replaced. Now I think the next step here, of course, draining the fuel I had mentioned already. Disconnecting power would be another good thing to do. That one was easy. But the next step in my mind is to take these wheels off the bottom, in which case we'd have to lift the generator up, support it underneath, get the wheels off on either side, which would be through these bolts on the bottom half, as you can tell. And then that'll drop down. Essentially, from the new pieces I have, we are basically dealing with this axle and these wheels. So of course, once that's like so we're just taking 4 bolts off from underneath to drop it down from this replacement bottom. And once that's apart, then we have access to replace this whole bottom, which is exactly what the biggest focus is, because all of this is missing over there.
So Jeremy, what would you say is the absolute weak link for this machine?
Right here. You're looking at it. Not the correct plastic.
Not the right plastic for the job.
Not the right bottom. You gotta have more structure, obviously. So being that this is my second generator, what happens, obviously, and I'll explain again here, but these 4 pieces in here as well, where the feet go, where these go on the bottom, right? They're all attached into this plastic. And because of the plastic, basically is these types of rivets.
Wow.
And so these rivets are just basically
they're just ripping out.
They're rattling out. They're
Wow.
vibrating out of this plastic. So this plastic is one of the worst factors of this generator.
Wow.
And so thank you to warranty, as I mentioned. You get replacement parts.
Yeah, thanks to Benchmark
Thanks
for that.
to actually Midland Power. We got to give the right shout out to the right people. Midland Power is the company or brand that makes the Benchmark product. So now we're just gonna basically hold it on its side, try to get these wheels off, as per I think earlier discussion.
This has gotten a little bit gory, hasn't it, Jeremy?
Yes, it has. We've tried to tilt it up, and this thing is just so like, that should never happen. Why are we doing that, right?
So that's a real demonstration of the quality of the plastic that
So
they've used here.
the engine mounts through that plastic obviously are doing nothing, right? We can take the whole front end. Like, we got to be really careful with how all of this kind of comes apart.
Wow. And it's leaking bodily fluids as we speak.
It's leaking oil.
And the bodily fluids are full of microplastics.
Let's hope that our oil, we've changed the oils frequently, but
shards of plastic that have
so
accumulated.
So I need to have a special snap ring pliers. That's the one. But instead, because I don't have that, plan B, a simple pair of needle nose should work. And we basically are taking it and spreading it apart as to get it to. You don't have the tool, you make a tool work. See, it's not making it work. Do I have snap ring? So instead of snap ring pliers, we're basically trying to find a way. No, this one's going to snap. To just spread this snap ring apart to get the axle or the wheel off of the axle. It's obviously harder than it wants to be. But there's always a way. So, doing here, you see these 2 holes? right?
You're gonna spread the holes out so it expands the diameter of the snap ring and frees itself from the axle.
Yeah, but that's not gonna work with my MacGyver contraption.
Yeah.
I can't get it with my MacGyver too. Okay, plan B. We're not sure what plan B is yet. We'll get there. Need more oomph. Let's use the spade bit instead. Get more of a traction. See where I'm going with that?
So for those of you out there in viewer land, this is a great example
Look at that.
of improvisation.
That's the new MacGyver tool.
Wow. So spade bit, the pointy tip on the spade bit
Get it done.
is what he used to hook into the ring and release it.
And it's a matter of,
It's like a Formula One pit stop.
there you go. Now let's go to the other side. Use the spade bit. For those of us that don't know what they're doing, figure it out.
So remove the hubcap first.
Use the pointy end of the spade bit.
Use the pointy end of the spade bit to go through the hole in the expanding ring. Pop it off. Pop the washer off. Pop the wheel off. Boom.
Pop a wheelie. Now,
Bam.
the fun begins.
The fun begins. So we're going to tilt it on its side, I
I
suspect.
think we're going to tilt it on its side, but we have to be aware of the oil that's going to leak out of it.
How much oil can there be?
Lots. Point
Can
600 milliliters full, but because I've ran it for a while, obviously,
we take that oil out ahead of time?
we could drain it. Smarter be it. So let's just clear the zone. And because we want to tip it on its side, I'm going to do this from here. And I need the 8 millimeter, which I think is right here.
So for those out there in YouTube land, we just had a discussion about quality control and compared it to what I know about Walmart's quality control process. And this generator would not have qualified to be a Walmart product.
It's a poor quality.
Yeah, very poor quality, does not meet quality standards that even Walmart would find acceptable.
Which is too bad. Doesn't mean all Walmart products are superb and awesome. However, for a benchmark product that you get out of Home Hardware, you would have to think that's what I want. It would go through rigorous testing to get it good, right?
And there's a patriotic element to it too, because Benchmark is a Canadian product line
There is.
by a Canadian company,
Absolutely.
and it's something that we need to be proud of. But in this situation, we're kind of a bit embarrassed.
Well, product-wise, yes, but the absolute end result is it's not really. You got to look at all aspects.
Yeah.
The fact that it is a nice running machine. The motors in benchmark products do last a long time, but obviously the materials are not lasting a long time. As you can see, now that the oil is drained, I'm hoping that by removing the front panel, seeing as how loose it is from the bottom, that it's just these two screws. I don't know if you can see back in here how it gets connected together. So in the handle itself is two bolts, I guess, that we're going to try to get out, because the bottom ones obviously are not attached to anything because it's of the plastic frame. So what would have to be done from the plastic frame, let's just take a little bit of a old to new look at things. So right there
Yeah. So this is all.
gets attached to here,
Yeah, which is all broken off.
which is all broken off. So this front panel attaches to here, but because this front panel doesn't attach to anything, we're replacing the hole in the bottom. This is the big piece, like we said.
Yep.
So I don't need to take any screws off until the very, very end of that. But the only two that are holding this front panel together are the two that are in the most weirdest place ever. Which,
And once again, we really need to stress that the quality of this plastic is utterly atrocious.
it's amazing how it lasts.
It's the lowest
If you-
quality plastic I've ever seen.
If you've noticed or remember my first video of the product review of this benchmark, I did praise Home Hardware and the results of their product. And then I did update in one of my articles. Of course, I'm going to go backwards. I did update one of my articles on my website, everythingrvsandmore.com, the results of what the first benchmark generator did, and that this is my second generator. So it's not that it's not bad of a product, it's just that it's not good of a product.
Yeah, and rather than criticizing, you probably want to see this product improve through your input. Is that correct?
Well, that and give more people the benefit of the doubt. I mean, products do fail, so you just got to learn to appreciate what you do get and use what you have, and just take advantage of the fact that the company itself was willing to say, here's a bunch of free, what is it, about $400 or $700 worth of replacement materials in order to get this thing up and running again. All it's costing me is my time. Now, can you imagine what it would take for someone without knowledge to just say, I want a new generator? Yeah, well, let's learn about it. I just cannot get my, apparently need to be Chinese too with my hand structure. I'm ginormous hands, and I'm sure they use robotic arms or hands.
Your finger's about the size of my ankle.
Yeah.
We can say that to our friends, right?
And with that, no. Well, come on. Does this want to be a difficult? Yes, it does. Of course it does. Oh, it's almost there. I can feel it.
So while Jeremy's screwing around there, he's going to sing us a song.
Yeah. It's called The Guy with the Camera Really Is a Really, Really Good Guy. His name is Ross, and he's not gonna cry soon. Oh,
Shake it, baby, shake it. Shake it, baby, all night long.
I have no idea why this wants to be. There we go. Okay, so now that that's out, freaky. Oh, what are we trying to?
A nut here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see
Yeah, it's gotta be
what I
seen.
actually accomplished, with the exception of I just eliminated. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so now I gotta. There is a weird. There's something funky about all of this. It looks as if
So if you look back here, there's
I can see the nut, yeah.
a nut. What's it attached to?
Well, that's where it's coming
This should
from.
pop up or something.
That's what's so bizarre. Okay, well, let's take that apart. And how, again, do I get in there? There's got to be
Right, yeah.
there's got to be an access that I'm not. Like I'm thinking maybe this pops down. That's where I'm kind of.
Does this whole thing pop off? Oh yeah, they continue with removing the panel. Now we are removing the fuel line attachments
To the valve.
to the valve, which is on the front panel. So it's this valve here. So it may look like a switch, but it's actually a valve. To the left is no fuel, to the right is flowing fuel.
And this is the point in time, ladies and gentlemen. If you have lighters or matches, to please make sure to light them up as to ensure that they are all in good working condition.
Yes.
We want to make sure that the fuel is flammable and that they're not giving us crap fuel for these generators, which should be, according to the manufacturers, rated at that.
Wow.
Yeah, and the only reason it's rated at that, you got to make sure it's flammable. Otherwise, you know,
Right.
it goes up in smoke. You don't want smoke, you want flame.
Just one of those things.
Yeah. You hearing that?
Mm-hmm.
Not losing my marbles? They're like walking back there.
Yeah, there's that
Trail.
trail. Is it? Where does it go to?
The other loop, the other campground. What's missing? I'm still connected on
How is that possible?
this one. Oh, that other wire we're still trying to get off too though here. So, okay, the only way that I can see this working precisely better than not is, instead of trying to disconnect the connections, we'll just disconnect the point in which it attaches to the frame.
So we are officially confirming that this control panel is connected in 427 places.
Yeah.
And we never, ever, ever exaggerate.
Unless it's Tuesday.
Afternoon. In September.
Yeah. And this video was made in January. Okay, how does that even work?
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
I have no idea what I'm doing. What I know that I'm doing is I'm trying to, there we go. It always helps to get the right tool. But apparently
Operated in the right fashion.
this is what I'm getting at. So can you just zoom in here for a second? So see this 10mm socket?
Yep.
You install the ratchet to there, and now it's 10mm. Someone was backwards here. Look at this. No, socket. Look at how the 7mm socket is attached upside down.
Wow. Look at that.
Manufacturer's defects. So now, right now, Lordco gets a special shout out for this stupidity of creating tools.
Yeah, Lordco Auto is great. Open 7 days a week. If they don't have it, they can get it for you.
Canadian Tires next. Also Canadian. Notice how we're Canadians working in American-made products. This should, theoretically, by absolute all remaining aspects, other than probably maybe that guy, that will have to be disconnected, be the last of the connections.
I guess that would be called a bus box. And we have removed that from the chassis. Now there are a couple of more attachment points.
Which we said were this one.
Oh, there's more.
And that one.
These ones back here too.
Just
Oh my goodness. I wasn't exaggerating when I said 427.
now 428.
Only
Now.
291 to go.
Yeah. Let's get these out of here.
Oh, it goes way out there.
No. There's a big snip that we're going to do soon.
Yeah, I'll get the branch loppers. I know they're here somewhere. Wow.
Do I want to do that one? I don't want to do that one. But I'm going to have no choice to do that one. So removal of, where am I still connected? This guy?
Yeah, I guess we would call this the removal of the wiring harness in preparation for the replacement of the control panel.
And so far all the colors are matching, except I haven't really been paying attention, except for the fact that they've got these lines.
Yeah.
We should be okay.
Yeah, there are safeguards in place here.
Yeah, we can burn it if we don't succeed at this mission. And then you've got one hell of an entertaining YouTube video.
Yeah. So this unit was obviously designed to be disposable.
So let's go. Okay, yeah, well, here we can. This should have been another thing to do. Hey, look, I got pliers for that. Always take out your battery first. So remember to do this step before anything ever happens. Take out your battery.
And disconnect it.
Disconnect it. Before the fuel. Remember that later comment?
Oh, yeah. Small matter. There we go.
Okay, that didn't really do anything, did it? Except for the fact that...
Well, now we don't have a battery to make us nervous about. Oh, we have more random screw bolts to take out.
Where's the 8mm? It's always three-sided. No, but really. That's a 10 and a 7. We're missing the 8. If any of you guys have seen the 8mm bolt, just tell me where it went. Comment down below where the 8mm socket went.
Yeah, okay, you up there in YouTube land, we know you have it in your pocket. Give it up.
I swear. How did it go missing in the 2? Did I put it back in the hole where it should be? Oh, look at that! I actually put it away, probably. Whew, I tell ya. So now I'm taking apart. I don't know if I really want to do this. This is probably going backwards. If I was to take this apart now, that basically makes this whole thing floppy. And I don't...
But don't we need to get back there to release these wires from wherever they're imprisoned?
Well, yes, and...
Where is this attached?
Yes, and let's press pause for a minute. So after a nice pause in thought process with the wiring that we were disassembling, the ultimate goal is to get this bottom off. So we had to stop, replenish our thirsts, and decide that let's focus on trying to get the bottom off without going any further. We still have to remove the back and the front, which we did, from the bottom. So right now we're just taking the rest of this back part apart. This generator is on its side at the moment.
So take note, Chinese manufacturers, here is the result of vibration on this extremely poor quality plastic that you have built this machine out of. You guys can do better, and we're really hoping that we see that in the future. This is an atrocious casing attached to a reasonably good machine.
Definitely. So right now what we're going to run into problems with once this back comes apart is the motor itself is kind of really just holding on by these frames, by the framing.
So this is a solid chassis that goes around.
Well, what we're going to do, so how it's designed is you got 4 main arms that are holding the motor into the bottom of the frame.
Right.
So the 4 main arms that are attached to the top of the unit, which is up here, are holding the motor up. So whatever we have holding the motor up right now is the only thing holding the motor.
Wow.
Once we get the bottom off, we're basically suspending this in midair to put this new bottom in. And that's how we'll basically work at it. But cross your fingers, we're gonna flip it over very gently. I need to move this bucket of bolts so that they don't go flying everywhere.
Just lift a little bit on your end there. Get them loose. Pass me that one there.
Yep. Okay, worse than I suspected. The frame acts, the motor is basically part of the bottom itself.
Yeah.
So
looks like it's mounted to this plate, and the plate is mounted to the plastic, which has perished.
So we could actually benefit from this because all we want to do is have some fun.
It's almost as if you should take the motor and the chassis, the motor mount chassis, where these rubber mounts are here, take it out and build a new housing for it.
Ideally, that would be the scenario, wouldn't it? build an all new frame setup so that the motor can sit with it.
It's just that bad.
Like it's ridiculous. Okay, what I wanted to do though was these two. That's this gentleman want.
Ooh. How do we monetize what he wants?
Can't. I found the first tightened bolt of this whole unit.
Wow.
See, that one's loose. Like, why?
Need to smack that with a hammer?
I don't know what I need to do with that one. This part of the frame, I leave it attached.
So Jeremy is confirming that we just had a false alarm.
Yeah. So now we should have
So we're ultimately trying to free up this
frame.
bottom frame slash base panel from the rest of the frame up here, the chassis. And there are still a couple of points of attachment that have not been dealt with.
But they will be fixed. Okay, so this here, so like the other one, we should have those.
So we're still working on how to remove the rear panel of the generator. And it is not giving up its secrets willingly.
Do I have to take these ones apart? I don't know if I have to. I'm almost thinking this is what's going to be the fucking That can be blurped out, don't worry. Blurp. This doesn't make sense to me. But I'm going to do it anyway. Because what's the worst that can happen?
Well, it's a good thing that Skylar can bleep out anything that needs to be bleeped out. Hey, Skylar.
Bleep.
Skylar.
Blurp out. Yeah, see, that's better. Hey, look at
Oh,
that.
yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah.
There's the answer. Just take one of them out to remove that. Okay.
Wow, if this was a Canadian Tire barbecue, no one would ever buy it again.
So now, theoretically, because that's loose, we just want to get that one loose. We should be able to lift up on said frame in order to get said generator from said unit away from.
Wow,
Said base.
this is one of the flimsiest looking pieces of machinery I have ever seen. You snap right there.
That's what I want, because it's garbage anyway.
Wow.
Fiberglass?
Fiberglass. No fiber in this glass.
Well, you know what? Just for kicks.
Ha! Ha!
Yeah, we don't want to lose any nuts and bolts and stuff. So. No, I don't want to twist. See, this is, yeah. But I did get replacement arms for that particular reason, because I knew this would be an issue. So
I'm gonna get the smack.
just a minute, and use the proper tools
The rat tool for the job.
to remove. Oh, you're gonna be like that. You're gonna be like that.
Going on down there. Look at that. That plastic is so feeble.
Let's move up to bigger pliers. We're gonna break this plastic because it's already broken anyway.
And hurt it.
Yeah, now it's the hardest plastic ever invented. Like, seriously. So why do you keep filming? MacGyver story?
So Jeremy's about to tell me a MacGyver story. He's grabbed the hacksaw. He means business now. I'm gonna go back there.
Have we made it through yet?
Oh my goodness.
Take that out of it. Okay, that's apart from, get off. Ah. So now we can literally remove this plastic from that. The melt.
So here we are continuing to remove this feeble,
Plasticky.
dreadfully low quality plastic base plate, the foundation of this entire machine, to which the motor mounts are connected.
Which supposedly are very interestingly attached. It's harder to do than anticipated. Because I gotta get it from underneath, so
Do you want to flip it this way so you can get it from underneath?
yeah, let's get it. And you're kind of out of the way. I'm trying to get you out of the way.
Here's a theme that we continue to see is perished plastic. Just had the living daylights vibrated out of it.
And for what purpose?
Did they
didn't get
detach
any-
from underneath?
I didn't get any new ones.
Can you take them off from underneath?
I can, but it's the plastic that I'm getting. So see on this one here,
Yep.
like if I wanted to remove this nut from it
Uh-huh.
to get that where the plastic would attach,
Yep.
like what are we gonna do? We're just gonna twist it off
So you need to grip this with a pair of vice grips or something
or something,
to counter the torque.
or something. What if we did?
We love Benchmark. We want to make Benchmark better. Benchmark's Canadian.
This is watching a monkey trying to.
Come on, baby. Can't defeat that torque, eh?
Have pliers, will travel. In the meantime, because I know,
Yeah, you should take that
save
air filter out there right now.
That's right.
Really important.
It's important. Okay, well, this is going to be fun. I wonder if I should try to like get it from this side. I might need new socket.
So at the moment we're trying to remove the motor mounts either from the original plastic of the chassis as we see here, or from the top, the actual frame that I guess that would be the real chassis that the motor mounts sit on, which then connect to the base plate. Dr. Desenovich seems to have it all figured out now.
Of course, you gotta have a universal.
This is a big man putting a lot of torque on this wrench here.
We can worry about the mounts after. We're going to take the frame off. This is the easy part, I think. Going this way.
Oh, it's got to be easier than the other way. So nylock nuts.
No. Surprising.
You'd think they would have nylox on them to
Think.
fight the vibration.
So just because we're silly, I want to attempt this one. We did it. We can do it this way too. It's going to be smarter than the motor mount. If that's the case, maybe I can get lucky here. No, because this is already out. No, it's not. We're going to try this way.
So you snapped off the Perish plastic.
So it's actually torqued. The adjustable wrench is not the answer. That's that simple. So we will tighten this back up when we get to that stage. In the meantime, somewhere over the rainbow is another nut to remove. And I don't know where it has went to, except for up here, which is, does that mean it's already? Yes, it is.
Okay, I got it at the top.
So we should theoretically, let's just do that.
Wow.
Careful on that one. Mission successful.
I'm quite pleased that you took that battery out of there.
Oh, you're tightening it again? Yes.
Yeah, that looked like righty-tighty to me.
Come on now. Try that again.
Lefty, Lucy. Oh, Lucy.
Loosey goosey.
Lefty, Lucy.
It's okay. We have the technology. Do you know what time we change oil on any vehicle?
No.
10:30.
Oh, yeah?
And if that's too early, try doing it at 5:20. Come on now. Where's the laugh there?
I'm thinking about that. 5:20.
Also another.
What about 10:40?
You could do it then, but then you'd be just a little behind the game.
Yeah, I'm personally inclined to do mine at 10:40.
10:40, okay. But if you're an afternoon guy, just do it at 15:20.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move you back into the strategy location. What do we got going on there? Fun.
So we're finally looking at the freed bottom of the engine. So that's
But not all.
no, not entirely the bottom of the
That's
engine,
the
because
entire bottom of the engine.
there's the bottom of the chassis of the engine. So the chassis is a T-shaped piece of steel to which the engine is mounted. Good to know.
So now here's the rest of it. that we gotta take apart. Once these are all apart, we're going to reverse this backwards. That's going to get mounted onto
This, right?
the engine first,
Yep.
followed by replacing these frames, which we do have new ones of, from the bottom up. We're going to reverse the put together. In my mind, we're going to reverse the putting together factor. So this will be back to the bottom of the plastic, in which then we'll put the 4 frame pieces down on each. Then lift everything up in total in termination in one. We'll probably create something off this golf cart, so we can work underneath and up top at the same time. And then we'll do the front and the back. We can't forget about changing that. That's our first and foremost step while it's all apart.
The starter recall.
Exactly. So we can end that there. because
So for you out there in YouTube land, this is part of our mission, is to replace this starter recoil spring
that vibrated apart.
because it vibrated off of the machine along with many other
The plastic
pieces.
Isn't that ridiculous? Yeah.
So once again, we're really hoping that Benchmark can improve this product through the input that we're giving them and create a better product for everybody, because it's a great solid engine.
It is a good engine. It's a great engine. Could be like one of the better generator engines I've come across. Champion, yeah, that's okay, I suppose. I like this Benchmark one. So this was fun. Old, crappy, rackety bottom, officially off. Yay, cheers.
Check this out, manufacturers. Check this out, China. This isn't acceptable. You need to do better.
And then we got new. So we've already went ahead and put the motor mounts on to the new base. And that loud bang you hear is us deciding that we're going to use the newly sent brackets instead of the old ones. Because our goal is to put these onto the frame first, so we can put this tank on and the handles on separately on top after. So while everything's exposed, we're just going to basically be mounting these. Now what we discovered upon fun times is that the spot welds vibrated loose on these nuts.
Yeah, more quality control items here.
That were supposed to be on here. You see that? So this just vibrated itself loose, so that made it difficult to get that plastic off of the old frame. The reason we're replacing the old frame, because we know we bent some of these. We just want to exclude that.
We have the new pieces, so we choose to use the new pieces.
Also, these spacers that they have input for here are really not the best solution in my mind. They should be the same as the motor mounts, in which they've at least scored them.
Yeah, so that's called knurling. And these pieces have no knurling on them, so the plastic has nothing to grip onto with the piece, and the piece will not stop turning because there's no knurling to grip the piece
inside.
Yeah, right.
Even though these are spot welded, it should still have that extra layer of protection that when these do go through here, through the plastic to there, that doesn't happen when it vibrates. So fun times. An attempt to use what we also found, a 5/16 instead of a 7/8 millimeter.
Yeah, so a bit of a revelation here. This is looking like an Imperial machine.
It's a multi-inch machine. The nice part is that it lines up nice. Okay. Once one's on, we'll do the other 4 the same way. So, ready? Here's my cameraman. This is Ross. Just so you guys see. So we've assembled, I don't know where it was the last time we left off, but we did get the new piece on. We did get the new pull start on. We've just installed each 4 of these brackets. The new ones.
We installed the axle.
We've installed the axle on the back. We're using the new hardware. There's the old hardware. The thought is to take the tank, the fuel tank, and put it on top last. So our next focus is putting this front back together onto here. Wish us luck.
So quick note here, it's far easier to change the spark plug when there's no tank.
When there's no tank on there.
You can see by the swing of the ratchet that
When there's no housing on there.
you need to probably have a universal joint on the ratchet to fit into the space, but this is really easy.
So here's a great comparison of old versus new.
Yep. Kind of looks like
In case you didn't know, that's the perfect opportunity to change spark plugs are when the lightning strikes.
yeah, and there's 15 vultures circling in the sky above you. What the hell are we doing?
New theory on how to fly a kite. And yet you get them on. Oh, the raindrop, the first raindrop.
I think that's the most vultures I've ever had above me.
Hold my breath when I go in. Wow.
I spent 3 weeks in Namibia once, and one of the places where we stayed was the home of a vulture refuge and a feeding station. So this organization would go to an abattoir and get all the guts and the aborted donkey fetuses and stuff like that, and then drag it back to the compound and put it out for the vultures to eat.
Interesting.
When they first started, there were over 500 that would show up for feeding, and after several years, there were only 50. And that was because the poachers were poisoning the carcasses of what they had killed, be it elephants or rhinos. The vultures would move in and eat the poison and die. And the reason the poachers did that was so that the vultures wouldn't give off the location of a kill. And
It's always a way.
what was happening was that the vultures were being eliminated from the ecosystem, and they were what controlled diseases like anthrax and other carry-on related diseases.
Interesting.
So it was a prediction of this organization that the demise of the vulture was the beginning of the demise of the entire ecosystem.
So too. We got 2 extra. We got 3 extra.
So what a guy really needs to do is, before he puts this on here, pour this entire thing full of resin
That's what I
or
was just thinking.
fiber concrete or something.
Just to have that extra support. Okay, now we're going to attach this.
Okay.
So we're going to take these, I see. This goes. All these wires that we did with. This goes like that. Correct?
Yep.
And in the meantime, this is
I'll hold this if you need an
that.
extra hand.
What you need to do, here's one thing that has to happen. These 3 have to come off because they go in here, here, and here.
Oh.
So, that said, let's remove that first. Here's how you operate a tool, so you don't forget how. Because all the old plastic's still on.
So what Jeremy's doing is he's undoing these bolts and taking out the old
broken
plastic that was all that remained of the connection to the machine. It was just gone.
Put it up. Put it in first.
You need to slide it forward.
Yep, I'll slide it forward once I get the kind of in place. It should be now, and then through the hole. I gotta disassemble to reassemble. The nice part is that the mold of the new plastic is actually,
Yeah, unfortunately, it's an identical copy of the last one.
well, let's hope it was. So what we should inspect actually is this bottom.
It looks like something's broken off here.
Well, here's because
Oh, that's part of the old frame.
the old frame. We're gonna make sure that those bolts are out.
So we've got chunks of the old plastic here that we have to remove before we can put it back together. And once again, just completely perished.
This one right. All this is just for the. It's basically taken these and broke them all off due to the vibration.
All right.
We're in a race against time. Time is of the essence. Okay, that's all I got.
Is there anything that we need to do up or plug in before we put that back on?
Yeah, let's just randomly.
I've got the weight of it if you want to look.
I think maybe while this is still off, let's have the opportunity. We got to plug in a bunch of this stuff anyway.
Yep.
And one of those things, these go on this side, right? These go on this side. One of those things was this bracket we took off. Was there anything else on this bracket? Negative.
And it went down here.
Yeah, down here, yeah. So we got 1, 2 came into play. That's these guys. So now we got a problem.
That's it.
We just have a problem. We need a smaller one. Make it run like that. So now we need our users to comment. Where did the second one of these go? I'm just going to put. Let me go on the bottom one. Bottom one's easier. In case you didn't know, that's the bottom one. This is where we use that magical weird outlet. This side. Magical weird upside down 7mm. Where would that little one be? Uh-oh. That one's going to be a loud bang. Give it 3 seconds.
8,000. 8,000.
Still need the little guy. Oh, so I don't know where that one went.
How about on that tray of
Possibly.
bits that you had?
Maybe. Hey, look, the 5/16 one works here too.
Whoa. Probably
No,
that.
it doesn't. Oh, maybe it does. Oh, maybe not. You having fun yet?
Yep.
Okay, hold your breath the right way.
Hold your breath the right way. Okay.
Strangely enough, that's the wrong socket.
Oh, did some good work for the wrong socket.
That's also the wrong socket.
Well, they would have done themselves a lot more of a favor if this whole bottom thing was steel, and then the the plastic attached to the steel, but the plastic makes up part of the frame. The weak link.
So tighten these, you know it's in place. And then I think we'll even go as far as starting to connect some of these wires.
I feel it.
So, update, because it's all raining, it's fun. We're figuring out how to turn this around. Anyway, we've got the back on to the frame. We've got the front on to the frame with all the wires attached to where they need to be. We put in a new spark plug. Well, we had that apart. I'm limited to my walking distance. We've got all the wires back in place because I didn't really need to take them apart. And we got that back together. We got this back in place. The only thing we need to do is take this handle. Of course, once the panel goes on, we'll just do this knot backwards. Make that all go together. We've got this hose to connect right now. Well, it's easy peasy. Wires going on. Love the sound of rain. Just don't like getting anything wet that doesn't need to. Okay, that's in place. Now what we're going to do is take the tank. We're taking the bracket off here and here, here and here, lifting that tank up and putting it on there. Okay, so we got all the brackets off of that. We're going to put this tank on, but first we're going to change this filter. Once the filter's changed, we're going to connect that hose. So we got a new one out today. All the brackets should line up with here. I left this one loose because I got to attach another one to there. And put our battery in. Things are coming together.
So here's a little video update on what we've put together since the last video. So all of these little frame posts and their flanges have been connected with these bolts here. The end section has been clamped down. These nuts in here have been tightened so that other nuts can go on the outside of them. More on that later. This hose here has been reconnected from the fuel tank down to this little port. And then over on this side, all of this wiring has been reconnected, and once again, all of these little structural bolts have been reinstalled. And these have all been done with new bolts, fresh thread bolts. All of these bolts are in and tight, and we're getting ready to actually put some fuel in it and do a test with it. So hopefully the next time we turn on the camera, it's going to be running.
So after the rain, we are putting on this handle that needs to go back onto here. One hubcap, we missed it. We lost the clip, but thanks to Skylar, we have found it. And here's all the bolts for our handle. And of course we needed power, so I'm just going to unplug this and wheel it back a little bit. And then this handle also has to get reattached, which we'll get to in a minute. First things first, pull the unit out to get more access. to the wheel. The wheel's already on. All we need to do is put this washer back in place, this cotter pin back in place, or sorry, lock washer back in place, which we need a special tool again. Or do we? Come on now. Remember how I struggled with it until I got a spade bit? Well, not this time. Ha ha ha. Not this time. It has made the magic noise of click. I get to put this back in place. Last wheel in place, done. Now the handle. This is where things get fun. Right off. Step around. Let's also see how it's looking in the meantime. No new cracks. No new vibration issues. All the bolts seem to be intact on everything. All tight. Making
pushing the,
yeah. So, okay, the first one to get on is this guy, and he goes on, I think where you were is good. We're just gonna leave it on its side. So that gets placed there. And it needs two. Problem is, do I have long enough? No. Okay, I gotta find my longer bolts. So, problem is, I've got two different bolt sizes. I've got a whole bunch of leftovers of these, which do not fit. And I only have one of these, which are the ones that I need. Maybe not. Maybe even slightly longer, quite honestly. So I need longer ones, which they've disappeared with all the old pieces. So we're not going to put this handle on, although it does exist and it does go together. What's supposed to happen is once it's underneath, mounted like that, this now becomes the part of the piece that drags this generator along. Now, when these are attached to the base, part of that whole problem, the reason the old one cracked at the beginning, was because this vibrated from that base. So I'm going to make an executive decision and not install this today. However, I do have one last piece to make this unit complete. That's putting the cap back on the handle. The hardest part is apparently trying to get it back in. Just like that. You basically now have a full functioning generator. Moment of truth. Are you ready? Of course not. There you are. You ready again? Let's turn that on.
Because we tipped it over.
Because we tipped it over, it flooded, but it'll try it again. This is the best part. It'll do it. Alright, finally fixed the generator from start to finish. We hope you enjoyed the video.